Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Live from the Acadiana Open Channel Studios,
Back at it
Lafayette,
again.
Louisiana.
The division. Back at it again.
Episode 27, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? Can you believe
Episode
it?
27.
Can you believe it? Episode 27.
So we do these every week. So that's almost, it's 52 weeks in a year. That's a half a year we've been doing the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yep.
right. That's
Yep.
right. 27, man, you know. And
Shout out to the division, man.
Shout out to the division podcast, doing our thing. That's what we do, man. We got a bunch of topics to cover today.
Yes, sir.
We're going to start off with the NBA.
The NBA, we out of the NFL, so no football unless you're watching the other league that they got going on.
Yeah. And what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a couple games from Thursday night.
Tuesday night.
I said Thursday night. Today is Thursday.
Well, these are gonna be the last games we got before the All-Star break.
Yeah. So Tuesday night we had the Pelicans versus the Portland Trail Blazers.
And did Zion have a good game?
Zion, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists.
Zion really making his presence felt out there. I've been hearing from even other NBA players, but we're gonna get into that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
shout out to the Pelicans, man. They trying to make that push, and after this All-Star break, we'll be in that second half of the season. So
yes, sir, getting ready for those playoffs.
Shout out to the Pelicans. I think Brandon Ingram, I think he was a little hurt.
Yeah, so he was out for the game. And also that same night, you had Houston Rockets versus the Boston Celtics. Houston took that 116-105. James Harden,
the small ball Houston Rockets.
Small ball Houston Rockets. James Harden, 42 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 3-pointers made.
Yes, indeed. And that's with P.J. Tucker at the center position. P.J. Tucker holding it down. They even had James Harden do the tip-off. They did.
I didn't see that.
They had him do the tip-off.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, whenever you small ball.
Yeah, it's working. I don't know what the record is since then. I think they may be like 2-1 or something like that since the small ball decision.
Yeah, since they got rid of Capella on a trade. Yeah. And then also we had the 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers versus the LA Clippers.
Shout out to fantasy basketball and Ben Simmons holding it down for the winners.
76ers won 110-103, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double.
They got a lot of people talking about he still need to work on a shot and all that, but man, he doing what he do real well right now.
He does what he do, but at the same time, he still needs to work on his shot.
He still like the steals leader.
If you want to last in the league for a long time, he gotta
eventually
learn
need
how to shoot.
Yeah, eventually he gonna need that jumper.
Yeah, and then so last night we had 11 games last night.
Now let me touch back on that 76ers game. They actually got that win right there, but there was a lot of controversy going on the weekend with Joel Embiid coming out and posting on Instagram about the unsatisfactory with the 76ers results. And a lot of people saying that the tweet sounded like he wanted out, but they even had Jimmy Butler come back and tweet and send a tweet out to recruit him. So that made a lot of people upset with him, and he come back and had a real good game, and he silenced the crowd. He actually hit a game-winning shot on Sunday night against the Bulls, and he shushed the crowd after the game-winning shot. And our fans are. They up on you when you're up, and they down on you when you're down. So he hit the game winner and got everybody excited, and he give them the shush sign.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
And then he came back and had that cryptic tweet.
Yeah. He put it in their face because how fans do, especially in Philly. They kind of tough over there. And he said, he was joking about the tweet, and he just felt if the NBA players got to have tough skin, the fans need to have tough skin too. So he tried to make a little point there, but I don't know. It kind of was looking like he might have wanted to be out of there.
What? It looked like he might have wanted to leave, and then Jimmy Butler tweeted something about I know where villains where they take on villains.
they treat them like superstars, and it sounded like a little recruitment going on. So We'll see how that turn out if they don't have a season that they think they're gonna have. Yeah. I think that's what it's gonna boil down to. But they were supposed to be competing for the top teams in the East, and they at the bottom of the East. I think they had like the 5th or the 6th spot.
Yeah. So, they still working. They got a lot of work to do.
They winning right now, but you know how it is when you get to losing. That raise a lot of eyebrows, and it cause some distractions. But shout out to the 76ers.
Shout out to the Sixers, man. Also, we had the Atlanta Hawks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers got them a victory, 127-105.
Yeah, that Trae Young is the truth. What's the stats on that? 27 points?
27 points.
12 assists. Andre Drummond, shout out to him. First couple games with the Cavs. I think he done posted a double-double the last 2 or 3 games, his beginning games with the Cavs. So Andre Drummond, man, I think they're gonna keep him.
Yeah. I think so too.
He was a little upset when he found out he got traded, but he there now and he getting paid, so might as well make the most out of it.
Yeah, and he was very shocked about it. He wasn't ready to go. You could tell that he didn't want to leave. He was kind of hurt about the situation.
Caught him off guard, yeah.
But when you look in your bank account, though, that make a whole lot of things a lot easier.
Yeah, dude.
He might miss the city, but he not gonna miss the money.
Yeah, he was just in his feelings. I mean, it's a business, and some of them they forget it's a business when you out there giving it your all. So
yeah.
Shout out to Drummond.
Yep, shout out to Drummond. Also, we had the Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. Detroit took a L to Orlando, 116-112. Christian Wood, I went ahead and picked him up on the fantasy.
I saw that.
And he been balling out for me. He had 26 points. He leading scorer of the Pistons.
I thought about it, and it was too late when I thought about it. I went and looked to see who was going to be the replacement and benefit from him being gone, and it was you.
Well, I gotta do what I gotta do. Y'all boys is a tough fantasy league right there in the winner's circle, and
shout out to the winner's circle.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, they got all these games. I think they had a full slate of games yesterday, and it's like 2 games being played today. So
yeah,
these the games from Wednesday. Who else we had yesterday?
We also had the Charlotte Hornets 115-108 over the Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's who got D'Angelo Russell. So
the Timberwolves?
Yeah,
oh yeah, they sure
D'Angelo
did. They sure did. I forgot about that.
Wiggins been holding his own with the Warriors. So looking forward to seeing what that look like when they get Steph and Clay back.
Wiggins?
Yeah, Wiggins had a big game yesterday.
Yeah. Speaking of that, that's the Warriors and the Suns. Yeah, that's the Warriors and the Suns. Wiggins had 27 points. Also, Devin Booker had 27 points.
Yeah. Shout out to Devin Booker. He one of the most underrated players in the league, but he's solid. I can tell you that.
Devin Booker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like him. He's actually going to be an all-star now that Damian Lillard got hurt.
Well, they say, before they introduced that stuff where you got to go to college for at least a year, but he was one of the kids that could have went straight to the NBA.
Yeah, and his career is a little weird to start off because for Kentucky he barely played.
Yeah, I know.
He barely played for Kentucky, and to come and score all those points, he hit like 70 in one game? He scored
70 in one game last year. I mean, he a bona fide scorer. They talk a lot about Steph and Clay with the pureness of their shot, but he one of them that can light it up.
Yeah, definitely. I really like him. He's a top-notch scorer.
They got a young team over there in Phoenix, but I don't know if they're going to be able to make that step with all the other powerhouses they got.
And then we got Miami Heat took a loss.
They did?
Yep.
That's why he trying to recruit Joel Embiid then.
Yeah.
You might need Joel.
Well, they took a L to the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell, 26 points. Jimmy Butler, 25 for Miami.
Okay.
So the Stars did what they had to do. They took care of their business.
They lost to a good team. Okay.
Who's the good team?
The Jazz is a good team. They lost to the Jazz.
Yeah, the Jazz pretty good, but they not consistent enough for me.
Man, the Jazz like number 3 in the West or something.
I understand that, but like the big games, they not winning the big games. I guess like against the Lakers.
Yeah, well,
I'm being a little biased.
It ain't a lot of people winning games against the Lakers, but that's just the Laker in me. But
yeah, that's what you do.
The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak. Speaking of the Greek Freak,
he didn't play. He's somewhere having a kid.
He sat down.
No, he having a kid.
Yeah. Shout out to the Greek Freak having a little baby, and
so
they took a L.
I got him in my fantasy too, and don't be having no more kids. Do that when the season over. Yeah,
they took a L, and it wasn't too good for them. T.J. Warren, the one that got into an altercation with was that Westbrook a while back?
Yeah, I think so.
And no, that was Jimmy Butler. Because they went back at it. They had words, and Jimmy Butler said he was going to own him next time. And I don't know, man. Since then, T.J. Warren been playing like he been balling. I don't know if they woke up the animal in him or what, but he's been handling his business. He had 35 points. They beat Milwaukee 118-111. 111. He had 35 points as the leading scorer in that game there.
So DiVincenzo was the leading scorer for the Bucks?
Yes, and he had 19.
Better come on back, Greek Freak. I don't know where Middleton them was at, but you better come on back.
Middleton, well, they came alive in the third quarter. They played the third quarter. They came back. They actually brought it down to 4 in the fourth quarter. They called timeout, the Pacers, and when they came back, they just started shooting lights out from the outside.
Yeah, Middleton had 17. I see it now. Well, I mean, whenever you got the Greek Freak out, you got to step it up. I mean, it's time to step it up.
They did, but they didn't step it up till the third quarter. It was too late by that time. And then we also had the Brooklyn Nets 101 over Toronto Raptors 91.
Shout out to Ryan, new team.
They snapped the 15-game winning streak for the Raptors. And yes, we do definitely want to do our due diligence and give a shout out to Mr. Ryan for his Nets, even though he never rep them because KD is not on the court.
We got the moderator out today, y'all. So just bear with him. him and his Nets.
Oh, yes, indeed. I guess whenever Kevin Durant come back, then he gonna talk about the Nets. But until then, they don't exist in his book.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is.
Yes, and we also had the Trailblazers, I want to see.
Portland and Memphis?
Yeah, Portland and Memphis. Portland Trailblazers and Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Portland went ahead and lost. They took 2 losses. They lost the game and they lost Damian Lillard for a little while. Memphis won 111-104. You had McCollum with 23. C.J. McCollum with 23 for Portland as the high scorer. And Brandon Clark with 27 for Memphis.
Hey, Memphis, man. Memphis is surprising a lot of people right now because they holding down the bottom of that playoff seed in the West. So shout out to Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant, the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Lillard and them better get it together because they on the outside looking in, and it's a lot of teams pushing like the Pelicans, the Trailblazers, fighting for that last spot that the Grizzlies got. So they better get it together here soon.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. It's
almost after the All-Star break, almost here.
And then we also had the
Sacramento Kings
and the Dallas Mavericks.
Is Doncic back?
Yeah, he was back last night. He actually did pretty good. Porzingis was back last night too.
Luka 33 and 12 and 8.
So they kind of look like they like the team they should look like last night. 130 points to 111. Luka with 33 points, man. He took care of his business. Porzingis had 13. But
speaking of Luka, he will be on Team LeBron this weekend for the All-Star break. Shout out to Luka and Team LeBron. Powerhouse they got over there.
That's what's up. Well, speaking of that, man, we can just go ahead on and move to that. We'll go ahead and move to the All-Star teams for the East and the West. The captain for the West is, the King, LeBron James. Brian the GOAT.
Yeah, shout out to Bron. We got LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kawhi, Doncic, Harden. That's your starters for Team LeBron. And on the Greek Freak team, we got Giannis, Embiid, Siakam, Kimba, and Trae Young. So shout out to the All-Stars.
Shout out to the All-Stars. It's going to be a good All-Star game. Also, the latest addition with Lillard being out, I want to say they announced that Devin Booker is going to be the new recipient for the All-Star.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Lillard got hurt. And actually, Lillard said that after the game. Lillard was like, well, maybe Devin Booker could get in there. And sure enough, today they announced it.
Yeah.
That he was getting in there.
So nobody fell out of there for Bradley Beal, huh?
For Bradley Beal? No,
yeah,
no. He got snubbed.
Him, Andre Drummond. There's a couple of them.
Yeah. We had the list, last week?
Yeah, we did.
It was a couple of them
I
that got
just figured,
snubbed.
sometimes people get hurt and they substitute some of them, but don't look like that's going to be the case.
Nah, it's not. It's not. So we're going to go ahead and move to the West standings right now.
This is what we're looking like going into the All-Star
NBA
break.
Western standings. Well, besides the games they have tonight, this is what we're going to look like right now. The top 8, you have the Lakers at number 1.
Actually, this is going to be as of Wednesday morning. So this ain't including the games yesterday with that graphic.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So we have the Lakers at number 1.
Because just so you know,
the Denver Nuggets.
The Lakers and the Nuggets played last night, overtime game, and it was a good one. Because the Lakers came out on top, baby. Anthony Davis knocked down a couple big threes at the end to separate us in overtime. And LeBron had a good game. He was attacking, and he got his assist from attacking last night, and I like that.
Yeah, they did good, man. They was actually down like 16 points at one time.
Oh, I know.
14 to 16 points, and they called timeout. Halftime, they had like a 6-point lead, and they just really showed their skill set. It's just hard, man. It's hard to go through the lane. You get away from one big guy, and then you have all kind of people scraping. As far as defense goes, and it turned you into a jump shooting team. And if you're not hitting, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, my Lakers, we got enough depth, and we should never be panicking.
No,
I mean, we
not during. You talking about like during the game?
Yeah, that's right. If we get down a little bit, I seen us go on some runs and just team ball. I mean, we got some depth down low. We got some depth behind the 3-point line.
And then in overtime, you got AD hitting 2 big 3-pointers and the free throws. I think he scored all the points in overtime, if I'm not mistaken.
We only scored like 9 points.
And I think he scored pretty much all of them. I know he hit 2 3-pointers and 2 free throws, so he scored like 8 points.
Yeah, we scored 9 in OT.
And he scored, I guarantee he scored 8.
The Nuggets scored 5. So that's shout out to the defense, man. We playing some team ball on the other side of the court.
Yeah, we taking care of business. And so back to the standings, we got the Denver Nuggets at number 2. We have the LA Clippers at number 3. Utah Jazz 4. Rockets 5. Oklahoma City Thunder 6. Dallas Mavericks 7. The Mavericks done slipped to the 7th spot. And you have Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies at number 8
spot. They holding it down in that 8 spot too, especially after that big win last night.
Yeah, that was a big win for them last night. And then also to the Eastern Conference, we have the Milwaukee Bucks, number 1, Toronto Raptors, number 2, Boston Celtics, number 3, Miami Heat 4, 76ers 5, Indiana Pacers 6, the Brooklyn Nets fall into the 7th spot. And then you have the surprisingly Orlando Magic at the 8th spot.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's some overachievers and some underachievers in that East for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So
we'll see what that turn out to be when the playoffs come. I heard they really they having a big debate about the reseedings for the playoffs and all that. And stop letting some of them under 500 teams get in. But it's going to create a problem because if you got to play the Pacers and the Clippers in the first round, that's like across the country. You know what I mean? So you'll be playing Monday and Tuesday on the East Coast, and you be playing the rest of the games on the West Coast, and it'd be kind of hard, I think, with the travel.
Yeah. I mean,
they change it up like that. You don't get it much in the finals because it's the finals. But, I mean, every round, a bunch of teams, that's a lot of traveling if you're going to mix it up like that. But they got to do something about some of these teams that's just getting in it and really don't deserve to be in it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
that's been going on for years.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, they get swept in the first round.
Yeah.
You know?
It ain't good.
It's not no good competition.
Yeah, it ain't.
All right, man. So how about we go to the NBA leaders? We're going to start off with Brian.
Oh, the assists.
We're going to start off with Brian. This is for Mr. Boo, who think the assists don't mean nothing.
Assist leader.
The
Look,
assist
Trae
means
Young.
a whole lot.
Trae Young.
LeBron James been leading the whole season in the assist category. 10.8. Trae Young, number 2, 9.1. Luka Doncic, 8.7.
Luka.
Ricky Rubio, 8.6. And Ben Simmons,
8.3. What they going to do with Ben Simmons?
They teach him how to shoot a jumper.
Send him to the line.
Teach him how to shoot a jumper. He can do that with him.
That's about right.
And the new player, Andre Drummond,
for the Cavaliers, baby.
The Cavaliers.
Andre Drummond.
Yeah, a few years too late.
16 rebounds a game.
15.8 rebounds a game. Rudy Gobert, 14 right behind him. Hassan Whiteside right behind him with 14.
Yep.
Clint Capella with 13 and Giannis.
Look, Giannis.
Giannis with 13.
Yes, indeed.
Giannis shouldn't even be on the list.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying that his position. He don't play his normal position, but I'm just saying somebody like him at his position, you wouldn't see him with 13 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
You know, but he's the Greek freak.
That's what they call him.
That's why they call him the Greek freak. And then the steals per game leaders, we have Ben Simmons at 2.2, Chris Dunn 2.0, Andre Drummond 2.0.
I know.
He in the steals category too.
And that's why I got Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond.
Yeah, you're doing good with them on a fantasy.
Yeah.
And then we got Fred VanVleet at 1.9.
Dang, he that far up there?
Yep, and Kawhi Leonard also with 1.9.
Okay.
So
that's what we're looking like going into the All-Star break now. They got a lot of load management and all that stuff like that going on, but usually after the All-Star break, everybody making a push for the playoffs. So if everybody come out the All-Star break making a push like they should, we should see less load management going into this second half, y'all. So it should be a good time to be watching some NBA the rest of the way out.
I totally agree. And then we have the blocks per game leaders, Hassan Whiteside at 3.1.
Whiteside.
Brook Lopez, number 2, 2.6. Anthony Davis, number 3, 2.4.
Let's go, AD.
Miles Turner, number 4, 2.0. And Rudy Gobert, 2.0 at number 5. So what I want to transition to, I want to talk about the points leaders for a second. And we're going to talk about James Harden, 35.2 points a game. He did come down a little bit. He's trended down in the last month, but he's still averaging 35.2 points a game. And what I want to talk about is, first of all, let me do the rest of the list. Giannis, 30 points per game. Damian Lillard, number 3 at 29.9. Trae Young, 29.7 per game. And Bradley Beal, who did not even make the playoffs. 29 points a game. I mean, the All-Star game. Didn't even make the All-Star game, and he's at 29.1 points a game.
Yes, indeed.
So real quick, what you think about the small ball? We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but what you think about the small ball?
Man, it's
for
really
the Houston Rockets.
It's just gonna be. I mean, the NBA today.
How far you think they're gonna go this year with that small ball? Because when they're gonna meet up with somebody like the Lakers and don't have no big man on the inside, I mean, they beat them the other day. They beat them the other day. But a 7-game series, you're gonna have to hit those jumpers every game.
Well, what it's gonna do is, I mean, if the shots falling, they gonna win games. Because they can get you out your big man, they can get you out your game plan if the shot's falling. Now, if the shot's not falling, Because I did see everybody would think James Harden the greatest show on the court, but he went 1 for 17 the other day.
Yeah.
From deep. And I mean, that's a lot of shots. 1 for 17 from deep. So, I mean, if somebody let me shoot it that many times, if anybody let me shoot it that many times, I'm going to average a lot of points too.
Oh, yeah?
And I ain't in the NBA. So, I mean, I'm just telling you now, the game done changed a little bit, but if they get some people out there, out of their game plan, because if somebody hitting threes and you hitting twos, eventually either you relied on them to get cold and the shots stop falling, or you're going to have to do something different. So that's kind of what happened to the Lakers. We kind of got out of our game plan because we was dominating the beginning of the game by just throwing it down low and turning and
I think we lost it on the defense in that game. They had too many open threes in the fourth quarter.
They just was running. And, I mean, if you can't cover everybody, they space the flow out, and you get down, you got to catch up.
Well, it's not really much to talk about in this situation from what I think. I mean, I could be wrong. But Ja Morant was leading the rookies for the Rookie of the Year category. But Zion has came back with a vengeance, and they even talking about, it could be between those two.
Yeah.
Now
that's what I've been hearing too.
So with that being said, I don't know, man. I could in another 25 games plus the games he's playing now, maybe he can try to put
Zion.
Maybe Zion could try to put up a fight. But at the same time, it's like,
it's going to be hard when you look at the Grizzlies.
In the amount of games.
You look at the Grizzlies in the 8th spot, and they got Ja Morant.
Yeah, but they in the 8th spot with Ja Morant because Ja Morant been playing all year.
That's all he got.
The way the Pelicans playing now, I mean, I don't know how they schedule. I mean, how their record would have been at this point, but it's safe to say it would have been better.
They I think they 7-2 since he been back. They won 7 out the last 9.
I would think that they would have a better record.
They won 7 out of the last 9 since he been back, I think.
Yeah.
It was 6 out the last 8, and they won. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's a small sample size, and I don't know if it's all the way fair to Ja. But
and that's what
Ja
I said.
Having a good season,
and that's what I said too. Because it's kind of hard to, even though Zion's playing good. I mean, Ja gonna play 60-70 something games versus Zion gonna be playing like a 30-something, 40-something games.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's like a 20-something game difference, and it's hard to just come in and say, okay, Zion, you've been doing this many games. We're gonna give it to you now.
And I think, you got to look at the supporting cast. I like Ingram and Drew Holiday and he got Lonzo over there. So I think the Pelicans got the better supporting cast when it comes to those teams and what they doing in those standings. So I mean, the Pelicans make the playoffs. The Memphis Grizzlies fall out of there, then it's going to be a conversation to be had.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they come back and take the 8th spot, it might open it up even more for Zion.
Especially with the his usage rate and his impact on the game. If they go in the rest of the season and lose 5 games since Zion been back, then it's something to talk about. So,
yeah, because I mean, like you just said, with like the amount of minutes he playing and the scores he putting up it's like ridiculous.
Because Ja playing good and he fun to watch, but he averaging 17, 7 and 3.
Yeah, and you got Zion just put up 31 the other night. And how many minutes?
He just too fast for the big man, and he too strong for the thin ones. For that position he gonna be playing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a mismatch some kind of way. And he ain't even in shape. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he capable of when he get in shape.
Yeah, because when he not even in shape right now. And like he said, he just trying not to make mistakes and just find his lane. But I think slowly but surely he's starting to feel like, like what we was expecting to see.
Yeah, because he's averaging 19.8 and you might well say 20 points and 8 rebounds a game. since he been back.
Yes.
So, I mean, Ja 20 points and 8 rebounds. Ja averaging 17 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. So, we're going to see, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what it come down to in as far as the playoff race.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting because they have a couple teams rather that's jockeying for that 8 spot right now.
Yeah,
but it's been like that the last few years in the NBA. You know that 7 and 8 spot, you usually have about 5 to 6 teams that's competing for it.
Yep.
You know, you can go from 12 to 8 in a matter of 1 or 2 games toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
So real quick, man, we're gonna just go on to the college basketball. I just want to talk about basically the top 10 teams. We have the list, top 25 right here. You have Baylor at number 1.
That Baylor team is pretty good. You saw them play yet?
I seen one game.
Well, they played my Gators, and I watched them play my Gators. I watched the whole game pretty much with my Gators, and we was up early. And they kind of deep too and long, and I think they 22-1. So not sure who that one loss is, but that Baylor team, watch out for them.
Yeah, well, Kansas City. I'm still thinking of the Super Bowl. University of Kansas, they number 3. San Diego State.
You like that Kansas team?
They all right.
I like.
They have some.
Azubuike and
they have some veterans.
They got the big guy down there.
They have
Azubuike,
some veterans.
But I saw teams speed it up on them. Teams like Duke and they I don't know. Whenever they speed up, that they kind of lose it a little bit when they try to speed up with the other teams.
Kansas.
But that Kansas team. I ain't big on Kansas. Never really been big on Kansas. But, I mean, that top 5 with Baylor, Gonzaga, Kansas, San Diego State, and Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
I mean, that's a tough top 5 right there. And, and I mean, even the top 10
and
is
Dayton. Dayton at number 6.
Right there at 6.
Duke, Florida State, Maryland.
Yep, and that Seton Hall
Maryland
team.
number 9 and Seton Hall number 10.
Seton Hall ain't a bad team either.
Auburn right there at number 11 and Kentucky 12.
Man, you watch some of that LSU Auburn game?
And I was just going to talk about LSU.
Oh, man.
LSU should have won that game.
That was a good game.
They should have won the game. That last shot, they let that little guard come in the lane. Somebody should have been right on him and had a hand right in his face. I think they were scared to foul.
That Auburn team is good now. That Auburn team is pretty good.
Yeah.
That dropped LSU all the way back to the top to 25.
To 25.
So it didn't drop them out of there, but they keep winning. They should make a push. They should be able to at least make the big dance.
Yeah.
And, anything can happen from there.
Yeah, they still in the top 25. So, they've been playing good ball, man. I like LSU. They have a few players back from last year.
Yeah.
Skylar Mays, they couldn't even stop him the last game.
Yeah.
Like I said, they should have won that game in Auburn. They actually was up, man. They was beating them by a nice little margin and let them start hitting threes after threes. But you know what? That's the type of games they need to go through so they could understand when they up, you need to go in kill mode.
Yep.
You need to go ahead on and finish the game.
Don't put them away.
Instead of letting them play with their crowd and get back in the game. And like I say, even to the end when we scored the game, potential game winner,
yeah.
And then we turned around, let the guard come right in the lane and do a nice little easy shot.
Yeah.
A little floater over the top.
I know. I mean, just looking at that list, though, that San Diego State team's 25-0. They over in the Pac-12, but, I mean, 25-0.
Who you thinking going to be in the top 4?
I told y'all about Dayton a long time ago.
Dayton,
when we
right?
first started the podcast.
Now San Diego State,
they'd be a sleeper.
We know about them. They not no sleeper anymore.
Yeah, I really can't call the Final Four and Sweet 16 and all that until I see the bracket.
Well,
I usually do. I go line by line on the bracket and I go by matchups. I don't really take a favorite into that.
Well, true that because you don't know who's going to end up in the brackets.
Once they set that bracket, I usually do pretty good. I'll tell y'all this for America. Out of the last 5 years of doing the March Madness, I picked the winner 3 times.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, you sure did. Yeah, sure you won the bag a couple times.
I won it a couple times. Yeah, I did. I won the money a couple times. But, I mean, that college that March Madness tournament is just something else, and it's a special time of the year, and I look forward to it every year. So I keep an eye on what's going on with the NCAA and that top 25. Hopefully my Gators can make a push and we can get back in this thing.
Yeah, but real talk,
before we be playing in the NIT.
Yeah, and I need to go ahead on and open up the
pretty much the loser bracket.
The bracket. Yeah, the NIT is
I hate the NIT.
The NIT used to be the top game.
You in NIT.
And you know what? Hey, you know what? That's tradition. If you end up in the NIT, go win that. At least you could win something.
I mean, that's all you can do.
It's better than just sitting at home and watching everybody in the March Madness and the NIT tournament playing. And if you're not in one of those tournaments and sitting down, then
that's when
y'all definitely y'all definitely some doo doo.
Yep. You know who I don't see on that list?
Who's that?
North Carolina.
Well, you're not going to see North Carolina.
Man, they just blew like a 21-point lead to Duke the other day.
Man,
that's a big rival.
The coach from, what's his name again?
Dean Smith?
Dean Smith
Is
said.
it Dean Smith?
I think that's the
Roy
one
Williams.
before. That's Roy
Williams.
We're thinking about the coach before Roy Williams.
Yeah, rest
with
in
the
peace,
gray
Dean
hair.
Smith.
Dean Smith. Yeah.
Roy Williams.
We both did that one. But I grew up with him. He was a great coach. That's when North Carolina was North Carolina.
Yeah. Roy Williams come from Kansas.
Roy Williams, he's having the hardest time of his life right now with North Carolina. This is the worst year he's ever had coaching. He even said that this is probably the least talented team that he's coached since he's been coaching, period. And then also after they took a loss to somebody in conference, he said they asked him what was going on. He said it's not nuclear science to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
So he feeling some
he kind of took up for his players, you know. I was cool with
afterwards.
I was cool with him taking up for his players. They're having a tough season, and that could be kind of tough on some kids with the media. So shout out to Roy Williams. Hope y'all bounce back.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to make this tournament.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now we're going to transition over here to UFC. Had a great UFC fight. We're going to talk about what we did before the fight after we talk about this UFC.
Yeah, that UFC. We had I hook up with Reggie for the weekend.
Yes,
and we
sir,
went,
Mr. Taylor. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings with a couple of our friends, Tremaine Francis and Tori Jacobs.
And Tori, shout out.
AKA Lefty, AKA Tree.
Yep. Had a good time.
So we had a good time.
Got us a little something to eat, and we just, it was some good fights. A lot of people that was there for the fights. So, it was a lot of clapping and cheering and fussing, and it was kind of shout out to the Buffalo Wild Wings on the north side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings. John Jones.
Do we want to start it with Jones?
Yeah. We're going to start it with Jones, but you tell him what you saw.
I'm going to tell y'all what I saw. And y'all know I ain't the biggest UFC guy, but Dominique Reyes, he'd earned a fan that night because I saw John Jones fight some other people, Daniel Cormier, some other people like that, and I'm going to tell you, this is the best one I saw. Somebody give it to John Jones, and it wasn't a lot of wrestling. But far as blow for blow, I give it to Dominique Reyes. He clearly won the round one. He clearly won round two. And round three was Reyes. So John Jones went in his corner. Coming out that fourth round, he decided he wanted to wrestle. So he wrestled, and he took him down twice. And I know you get points for the takedown, but
that's where you get pretty much most of your points.
There's no way anybody, even including the commissioner or the what's his name,
Dana White.
Dana White was upset with the judges.
Well, the reason why they was upset, according to Mr. Whalen, and according to the stats, these right here for our listeners, John Jones, for the total strikes, he had 107 landed. Reyes had 119 landed. Mm-hmm. Significant strikes. John Jones had 104 landed. Reyes had 116.
Significant strikes.
Significant. But where he lost the fight was the 2 takedowns. Look, that's 22.2 points.
Yeah, but I mean,
62,
the takedowns,
62, 45, and 45.
The takedowns didn't have no validity on the fight. I mean, it didn't do anything.
It does. It does
Reyes
for the points.
Reyes got right up. I could see if he pick him up and slam him and hurt him. He got right up off the mat, and he started back punching him.
True that, but this is a points game too. If you don't knock him out, you got to play the points game.
I will say Dominique Reyes let up off the gas, knowing that he won round 1, 2, and 3, and he kind of he did a little running that last 4th and 5th round, but I think he was up enough. I just think he was up enough,
and I think that's what he thought.
I think he was.
Well, I mean, according to the numbers, he wasn't. I just showed you the numbers.
The numbers.
I just showed you the numbers.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
so
according to that, you know what? Reyes won the eye test.
Oh, he won the fight test.
He won the eye test. he won the fight to a certain degree.
Did he win the fight to you? And I'm gonna tell you, whenever you got up out your seat, you thought he lost.
Who?
You thought John Jones lost until they said, and still the champ. That's when everything went crazy in Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm gonna say this: he didn't fight the typical fight I know him to see John Jones fight. But I said this, and I said it before the fight. I said it during the fight, and I said it.
You got to beat the champ.
I'll say it again, but not just about beating the champ. John Jones, to me, when he have an opponent that's his size and that could fight, that skill set, it give him trouble. All the other people he ever dominated were just so much shorter and smaller than him.
That's right.
And he could have taken advantage of them. See, he couldn't even get in and do his elbows because he was facing a bigger fighter.
And I was wondering about that because he had the reach advantage. He had about 4 inches on the reach.
But he got hit a couple times, man, and he knew. He gotta, just like his last fight when he was getting hit. When he realized, I realized that his last couple fights, when he know he getting hit and he feeling it, he's not gonna go in there like that. He's gonna try to catch you slipping now.
Yeah, well, he didn't catch Reyes slipping, even with the little piece of takedowns he had.
No.
I don't care nothing about them takedowns.
And
he lost.
And the domination continues for the Shevchenko, man.
Oh,
she like the Muhammad Ali, the Floyd Mayweather of her weight class.
Yeah, when that girl jumped up on her and got her feet off the ground, I kind of thought it was finna get bad too. So as soon as she jumped up on her and her feet left the ground, Shevchenko dumped on the ground and went to work on it.
Yeah, she went to work on it. I mean, it wasn't even a fair fight in my eyes.
What was that, the third round?
Yeah, that was the third round.
Third
round knockout.
With 1 minute and 3 seconds left.
Third round knockout. Shevchenko and Sugargan, Caitlin. For the total strikes, Shevchenko had 57 total strikes versus Caitlin 27.
Yep.
Significant strikes, she had 40 versus Caitlin 17.
Goodness gracious.
And then 3 takedowns, 3 for 3 versus Caitlin 0 takedowns.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're looking at the card right there. That explains exactly what happened.
She tough. I didn't realize her and Amanda Nunes fought already, and Nunes put 2 of them losses on her.
On who?
On Shevchenko.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they in 2 different weight classes, but they say I don't think nobody else will beat her but Nunes.
Yeah, Nunes had went to a weight class.
Oh, she went down.
If I'm not mistaken,
I was wondering about that. But they say they fought twice, and Nunes, that's who I think she looked really impressive to me.
Yeah, I really liked her, and like I said, every time she fight, I go for her. I haven't seen nobody yet deal with her, and she's a great fighter, man.
Yeah. Now, when we was at Buffalo Wild Wings, they announced an upcoming fight.
Well, before we get to that, I want to talk about one of my favorites.
Oh, okay.
Derek Lewis. You can tell that he's been working on his body, you know, because I think he said in one of his fights that he was only training like 30 minutes a day. And you could have tell by his body and his stamina and his endurance. But he looked good in the fight. He lost weight. And he took care of business, man, and he came out with a big victory. So shout out to Derek Lewis for taking care of his business. He's a big favorite in the UFC. He's also a local guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, here I go with them not mistaken. But look it up. I want to say he from New Orleans, and he fighting out of Houston, Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he's a local favorite. And so I like watching all of his fights. I hope he can get him a belt one day, man. I knew against Daniel Cormier he would have lost because he didn't have no ground game and he wasn't in shape. But I want to see him get a championship.
Yeah.
And going off to what you were saying, man, the big fight that's coming up.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
This is the next big UFC fight, UFC 248. We have Adesanya versus Yoel Romero.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
And before we get into that, you was right on that Derek Lewis. Born in New Orleans, and he resides in Cypress, Texas.
Yeah.
So he's born in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's a local. That's what I'm saying. So you got to support the local.
Shout out to Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
Now this Adesanya, Israel. I don't know this Romero guy. Because I just started watching.
Romero, he's been around.
I saw he like 42 years old.
Yeah, and he's in very good shape, and he's a real good fighter.
I like Adesanya now.
Oh yeah,
I've been watching him since I've been watching, and he don't think he can be beat. I think he's still undefeated.
Yeah, he's undefeated. And you know what? These are some class acts. They talked a little smack in the beginning right here. You could see him talking smack. But then they started clowning. I don't know if you seen it. They had a dance off. Yeah.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yeah, after they started talking smack, they separated them a little bit. They had some music on. Then they both started dancing.
Oh, wow.
Yoel did a backflip.
Okay.
But I think that was pretty cool and funny because everybody always want to come up there and be all serious, try to want to kill each other.
See them pushing each other.
Yeah, it was good to see because at the end of the day, it's a sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I'm looking forward to that one. I will be in attendance somewhere for that one right there. Because that's what I've been watching.
Well, you got Israel Adesanya, 30 years old. Yoel Romero, 42. Israel is 6'3". Yoel is 6 foot even, 185 pounds, 80-inch reach for Israel, 185 pounds, 73.5-inch reach for Yoel.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Because Israel got them kicks, too, with them long legs that they ain't showing up there.
Yes, sir. Well, before we even went to the fight, we didn't go to the fight, but before we went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the fight, we went over to Evangeline Downs.
Yep.
In Opelousas, Louisiana.
And we've been previewing this fight
for a while now.
Talk.
Reggie's Real Talk on the podcast. We had Keon, the chosen one, Papillon, making his debut.
Shout out to Keon.
And you couldn't ask for a better debut. He told me,
very impressive.
He told me during the interview to come that he was gonna show out, and he did exactly what he said he was gonna do.
He had the fans in there too, because I heard some of the intros on the other fights, but when they announced the chosen one, there was a lot of people in there in attendance for Keon.
Oh, yeah.
And he went up there and he showed.
He had a lot of support, and at that time, that was the fourth fight, and that was the only knockout at that time.
Yeah. He thanked everybody, even after the fight. He got the mic, and I enjoyed it. So,
First round.
I'm looking forward to the next one. If it's close enough, I want to go. So.
Yeah, we definitely gonna go check out the next one also.
But it was a first round 3 knockdown TKO.
3 knockdowns
in the first round.
3 knockdown, and it's a good thing they had a 3 knockdown rule because the little cat might have not survived. Every time he was trying to run, he was getting hit.
Yeah.
So shout out to Keon. Good fight. Looking forward to your next one, man. Congratulations. Now moving over to the big fight. February 22nd. Y'all know what they looking for.
And we're going to touch on this a little more next week. But next weekend on the 22nd, Fury and Wilder.
Fury and Wilder, the rematch, man. Everybody been waiting for this fight since the last fight.
Yeah.
They done fought a couple people. Well, I think they each had one fight in between, maybe two. But this is going to be a big fight right here. February 22nd. Looking forward to it. So what you think, Waylon? Who you think gonna win this game, this fight?
I'm taking Wilder. He should have learned something. And, he can keep him at bay. I think that knockdown kind of helped him on that other fight. But, hey.
I don't even know. I don't even know because
we're about to find out.
Fury, he like trash box, you know what I mean? He throws from all kind of different angles, and I don't know, man. Wilder looked like he had a little trouble last time, so we'll see. I can't really pick who gonna win this fight right here.
Yeah.
All right, Mr.
I'm
Waylon.
looking forward to it next weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, look, we can take it over here. Let's go to your golfing for a second.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got we had the Pebble Beach last week, and taking home the gold was Nick Taylor. Everybody was rooting for Phil Mickelson, and he put on a good showing. Old lefty, old Phil Mickelson, but
minus 14.
Now you're looking at the standings and the payouts from Pebble Beach. Nick Taylor winning at 19 under. He earned $1,404,000 for the 4 days.
4 days.
Second place, you can see Kevin Streelman, Phil Mickelson coming in third with $538,000 on the earnings, and last place come in with about $16,000 in this tournament. So keep your golf game tight. They had some notable names in there. Jordan Spieth come in, tied for ninth at 8 under. Jason Day, he put on a good showing early in the tournament.
Yeah.
Finished at 11 under. And most of these players were getting warmed up for the Genesis Open, which is a Tiger Woods event over in California. It's an event, actually, Tiger never won. So they got all the big names. And like I told you, when Tiger get on the course, everybody out there gunning for Tiger. And he just bring the best out of them. So this field that's playing in the Genesis Open would typically be the same people that would play in the majors. So only difference is the toughness of the course. I mean, you see Tiger and Tiger and Justin Thomas, but Tiger with a win this weekend would break the tie and
he chasing
be
83.
the number one PGA winner at 83 wins.
Yes,
on the PGA. Now Tiger is over 100 wins as an amateur, college, and the PGA, but for his PGA wins, he trying to pass Sam Snead because he's tied with him right now at 83 wins, and that's awesome. So you're looking at the money that they paying out. So that's $1 million per win right there with the 82 that he done won so far. So just shout out to Tiger. Looking forward to what he doing. They actually started the round this week, and Tiger shot 2 under today, and Matt Kuchar's leading the Genesis Open after the first round on Thursday. Is at 7 under and 4 unders after that. And then we got a group of probably about 13 people at 3 under, and you got Tiger at 2 under. So shout out to the golf. I'll keep you posted and what Tiger do with that at that Genesis Open coming next week. So that's what we got on the golf right there. And Tiger Woods. So shout out Tiger.
Yeah, shout out, man. Looking forward. Hope he can get to that 83. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I want to see him get that championship. Well, we have a few minutes remaining, man, and we got a few hot topics that we'll hit on right quick. We have a couple minutes left to go. So we'll start off from the top with Myles Garrett getting reinstated back into the NFL.
Does everybody remember the helmet guy? He took the helmet off the Steelers quarterback and hit him upside the head. He was suspended for 6 games, and that caused them. They didn't make the playoffs. So the NFL decided they was going to reinstate him where he'd be eligible for the first week. And it's a lot of people that think that was kind of slap on the wrist-ish.
Yeah.
So I don't know how y'all feel about it, but 6 games, a half a season, I'm kind of cool with it. some people saying that, everybody that they set the precedent that, you can hit somebody upside the head with a helmet and get 6 games. But, I mean, they was in a playoff race, and him being out probably cost them the playoffs, being one of their best, if not their best defensive player.
Yeah, it definitely cost them.
But he missed 6 games, didn't get paid for them. They didn't make the playoffs. And NFL decided he ready for week 1. So,
yeah.
know how y'all feel about that, but.
Well, how you feel about Tom Brady going to the Dallas Cowboys, making the swap with Dak?
I've been hearing about it. I've been hearing, and I heard our owner Robert Kraft come out and say he want Tom to test the market and see how much money teams willing to pay him and what they willing to do for him, so we can kind of counter some of that stuff.
So you think the Patriots are looking at Dak?
I mean, we gotta look at all options. I mean, and it's teams that's gonna be, that want to talk to Tom. So we gotta have a backup plan, and I'm all about a backup plan. So hopefully we can hang on to old Tom. It's been a long run, but I'm actually a Belichick guy, so hopefully we can make it with Tom. But if not, we're gonna make it without him.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be very interesting. My personal thoughts, I think Tom Brady gonna end up back in New England.
Yep.
If he don't go to the Chargers or the Cowboys, he's gonna end up in New England. And I don't know if I was Dak, I would talk to my free agent about getting ready to move somewhere else.
Yeah, they act like
because they played with
him
him all year behind his money. Now they talking about they want to franchise him, but then now what they doing, I think they really waiting to see what Tom Brady gonna do.
Yeah,
and once Tom Brady signed with somebody, then they're gonna want to go and give him the money. No.
I mean, I understand where that coming from, because you take a back seat for Zeke to get paid, you take a back seat for them to sign Amari Cooper and get your weapons in line, and they still dragging their feet with paying the guy.
Yeah. And speaking of the Cowboys, I want to give a special shout out to Donna. I did read your comment.
Shout out to Miss Donna.
I did read your comment, and I'm sorry that you got upset. If your team was good and it was winning, then you wouldn't be upset. I was just telling the truth and being honest, and you need to be honest with your team, just like you was honest on how you felt about the Saints. I read your hashtag. So it's all good. Thank you for the support, the comment.
That's right.
Continue watching this show, but don't get your feelings caught up.
Because the Saints haven't won nothing since 2009.
Yeah, we never won either.
You're right.
We was better than y'all.
You're right. With your
but
hashtag.
We hadn't won. So shout out to Donna. If you're watching the show again, I appreciate you very much. And last but not least, man, let's bring it on to Cam Newton. It's time for Cam to go.
I think so.
If I was Cam, I would leave. Cam is surrounded right now by a whole list of coaches and people that he don't even know.
That's right.
And you got a college coach came in there to coach him now. And if I was him, I'd get ready to just go ahead and transition over.
Yeah, with the game, with the coaching staff and all that stuff they done brought in, I don't think they got a future for Cam. I don't even know if he all the way healthy right now. So shout out to Cam. He should get a good job somewhere, and I think he'll land on his feet.
Yes, he sure will. Yes, he sure will. He's going to take care of his business. Wherever he end up at, I think he's going to do really good. I'm looking forward to him, and seeing wherever he go. He can come be the backup for the Saints if he want for
go
now.
Sit down somewhere with the backup
Come
talk.
to a real team.
Well, anyway, we got that's what we got pretty much for the weekend.
Well, look, right now we're going to go ahead on and give our shout-outs, man. You could look us up on iTunes. Right here, we are the Division Podcast. You can go look up the iTunes. They have all the episodes that we played. So make sure you pay attention to that and support us on that level right there too. You could
we on YouTube.
Subscribe to us on iTunes Podcast. We on YouTube, Facebook. This is our Facebook page right here.
Still broadcasting on the AOC on Fridays, 6 o'clock, and
6
throughout
o'clock.
the week.
Yeah. On Fridays at 6 o'clock premiere, and then 4 times throughout the week. Also on YouTube, if you go subscribe to our YouTube page, you can see all the videos every week that we posting them. So y'all just support us, man. We appreciate everything that.
And we want to send a special shout out to everybody for tomorrow for the Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day. It'll be Valentine's Day when we record this, when this post and air. So just want to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there.
Yeah, happy Valentine's to all the loved ones, for all the ones that's happily married and have girlfriends, significant others, or whatever. Shout out to y'all people. Y'all enjoy the Valentine's. It's always a wonderful thing to have Valentine and spend it with a significant other or your spouse.
Yep.
So y'all be careful out there. And just stay happy. Stay happy. We got Mardi Gras weekend coming up. We have parades going to be going on over the weekend. So it's going to be a busy weekend right here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
So much love and shout out from the division. And that's what we got for this week. And we're going to be looking at y'all next week.
Yeah, man. And Ryan, sorry I forgot the watermark pretty much the whole show. You know, we just had a lot going on. But there it is. So shout out to everybody. Episode 27 live from the Acadiana Open Channel Studios.
I'm Mr. Taylor.
And I'm Reggie F. Baby. And we're going to
out.
see y'all next week. Yes, sir.
Peace.